Good evening, guys. Just back up at Lidl. I was absolutely knackered this morning. I've literally just done the vehicle checks. Alright, guys and girls, well, leaving this god-forsaken place. Not Exeter, Lidl. So, we're just going to get on the road now. Yesterday, we had the issue with the gearbox on the way down. So I think just to be on the safe side, it's going to go and change this in case we have any more problems with this. And like last time, yeah, it is this bloody thing. I knew there's no way I could have got into the third wagon with the gearbox problems. It's the same one that I had the joys and despairs of trucking in. It first broke down on me this devil coming back from Holyhead, and then the day after was on the A43 Northamptonshire, and it cost a fortune for the recovery. So to be on the safe side, we're just going to get this back to the yard, change it, just in case, God forbid, it happens again. So I'm going to go and change this. Then tonight, going down to my other favourite place, going across to Enfield, Belvedere, and then heading across to Rotterdam on Friday for a collection. So, God almighty, this is why I hate these Lidl distribution centres. Now, part 2 of being back in the UK for 2 days. That was just to show you, well, I was knackered. I wasn't for effect. I was absolutely knackered yesterday. Just to show you how this bullshit should be outlawed. Lidl's and Aldi in the UK. These two are the only two supermarket chains that make the drivers unload themselves. Nobody else, no other company, no other supermarket. So for you guys keep thinking, yes, Aldi and Lidl are great, it may well be for the consumer, but for the now obviously if you work for Aldi, that's fine, you know what you're going to get yourself into. And Lidl, you know, if you're a driver, you're going to have to go and collect the stock from these distribution centres, and then you're going to then deliver them to your allocated distributed stores. What route, if you have a particular
from
route.
Devon,
Shut up. I don't know how it works, whether you've got a particular route or you just get assigned any supermarket on any given day. But for us, the hauliers who bring the stock in from the suppliers to these distribution centres, nah, should be absolutely banned. It's an absolute piss take, and I feel very, very strongly about this. And I commend Spain and Portugal for outlawing this practice of making drivers basically become a jack of all trades. Driver, warehouse staff, admin, all this bullshit, it needs to stop. We're a driver, and this journey yesterday, it took 2 hours and 50 to get from my yard out to Preston, and then it was almost another 5 hours from Preston to get down to Exeter with the diversions. So that's 7 hours 45, a 45-minute break, 8.5 hours, and then another 35-40 minute breakdown for the guy to come and fix. So 9 hours and 15 total journey time to get down here, and then another hour and 20 minutes to unload this trailer. Now, with the stock what we've got here, it's an absolute joke. It used to be dead easy delivery. Now this one, now we've got pallets of meat from this abattoir, and they've been stacked double, treble, some of the pallets quadruple stacked. So there's 1 pallet, 2, 3, 4 or 3. So this load now is starting to become a bit unbearable. So I'm going to be I'm going to be addressing this issue in the future, because like I said, I'm going to tell them the office as well. You know, if we're either going to be looking, if we're doing international work, don't get me wrong, I understand Sometimes you're not always going to get international loads going out. You know, it depends on timings, what days it falls on, and what dates our brakes fall on, etc, etc. And also the trucks have to be kept running all the time, and the wheels have to be turning for companies to be earning. So that's anywhere in any haulage company. They have to be constantly turning to be earning. So obviously we're just a number, just another driver, bums in seats, and that's in any industry. Don't let anybody fool you with that one. But yeah, it's going to be the conversation soon. If we're going to be doing the international ones, and I don't mind doing, you know, one or two of these Lidl a week, or one. But if we're doing distance work, there should be none of this Lidl added on onto our journey, because like I said, it's a bit of a joke. You don't get a rest, so you're constantly driving there. You've got your now Lidl, basically we might as well just work for Lidl now. It's not even a joke anymore, because these lazy bastards don't do absolutely fuck all, excuse the French. Stand to annoy me with it now. Literally, beforehand, you used to go to Lidl's, you used to get your paperwork, you just used to walk into the goods in office, you'd go, hand in your paperwork, you just all basically have to sign your name in, you'd give them your paperwork, they'd take the paperwork off you, they'd check it all, they'd scan it themselves, they'd allocate you a bay number, and then off you go and do the delivery. And then the same thing, the wait never changes, you're always constantly waiting, but sometimes we just leave a paperwork for another driver if we're running out of time. Now, Lidl, they've got machines outside now where you've got to go in, it's a computer screen, you've got to fill in about 10 or different 11 excuse me, screens on there. First one, you put in your name to see whether you've been there before. Second, I think it's like you put in your supplier, blah blah blah. You put in a load of details, your phone number, secondly, and you get a text message with a verification code, fucking to verify what I do not know. And after that verification code, I think you got to go and scan. Then we've got to become secretary. We've got to scan all our paperwork onto their systems that they should be doing. Then after all that, then we go back inside, then you give them the paperwork, and then you've got to wait for another bloody text to tell you what bay number you're going to go on. So now, not only have we got to Lidl, now we've done all the admin work for them. We go inside, we've got to unload the whole effing trailer. Now this is if the machines are available, so sometimes in these bloody places you've got these electric powered pump truck things, and these things it's not always, sometimes they're not on charge. So now you've got to potentially walk around to find one that's working. So you can see that slip in there because it's wet. You potentially got to find one that is working, and then if you've got a load that requires to be split like with ours, with a double pallet stacked on top of each other, you've got to then go and find another, like a machine, it's a double stack pump truck, mini kind of forklift truck kind of thing, that helps you take them off. Now a lot of them, they've only got one that's actually on charge and available, and if there's another driver before you who's used that thing and he's drained it completely, then you've got to then wait for that to charge before you then potentially unload your trailer. Now you can see how this gets a bit annoying now. You've got to then wait for the said machine to be charged, and then you've got to then put these in a little line. After you've done all that, then you got to go back and then potentially wait an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours for your paperwork. So now if I'm running out of time, I'll say, you're not to the office, sorry, I'm off to bed, let another driver collect it. I was not here to wait around, not to do for Lidl. So Lidl, Aldi on the other hand, I'll give them the dues. They are quite quick, and I think that Aldi, they don't accept like pallets that are stacked on top of each other, so you get like a nice easy load there. So I don't mind. I've done Aldi, I've not done that for quite a long time. So Aldi, granted, you might, yeah, it's way better than Lidl, 100%, because they won't allow this bullshit where you've got pallets stacked on top of each other and you're waiting hours for paperwork. They are very, very quick, so I'll give Aldi the dues, even though you've still got to unload yourself. But Lidl is an absolute piss take. So that's why I boycott. I don't shop at Lidl anymore now. And I think it's quite a strong statement to say, but until you've actually done a delivery to Lidl, now depending, like if you've got an easy load, if you've got 3-4 pallets for Lidl, you'd be like, what's this guy on about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. So to you guys, you've only got 3-4 pallets of ambient, or even if you've got a full pallet, a full trailer, sorry, of ambient, fair enough. You've got it, a piece of piss. You try doing this, you try going into a chiller, and if your load's between 0 to 2 degrees, and sometimes you might as well have a trailer, you might have a split load, that's minus 21, and then you've got chilled. Now you imagine trying to spend an hour and a half inside a freezer / chiller, pissing about doing all this. And this is why I've got a genuine straight hatred for Lidl. And this one in Exeter, depending where you're coming from. Now if you're based down these sides, it's like an hour for you to get to, it's nothing. But with us, like as I mentioned to you before, this journey time to get down here, so take away the half an hour for the breakdown, is still 8.5 hours. And you saw from one of my videos, for me to get up to Calais the other day, for the last stretch, it took me a little 6.5 hours to get across there. So that gives you a rough idea and a rough perspective as to how far we have to go to get here, then to piss around and unload yourself. You know, on the way back up from Spain, you know, I did a couple of days, I was doing 8 hours, 8.5 hours, almost 9 hours. So it's not as, you know, just gives you an idea just how far to get down to these places. So Lidl, seriously, I said the other day, F off Enfield, now F off Lidl as well. So yeah, because I'm gonna, literally I've got this week, another week, I'm gonna have to go back to Spain for 4 days to see my little boy again. So yeah, I'm gonna have this conversation, because Lidl is taking the piss now. You know, it's beyond a joke. And yesterday I put on some classical music before I hit the diversions. I was just to calm my mind, because, you know, I started to get annoyed with all the diversions and all kinds of bullshit at night time. So that was why that was put in there, for relaxation purposes, before yet more diversions. So I'm going to go up the road for a bit. You can see the rain started again, and luckily it's now 25 to 7 and the motorways down here are quite clear, until no doubt again later on when I've gone to change this and to run back down to London again, to no doubt be an absolute fucking shit show on the way down. Excuse the French. This is how tired and this is how angry Lidl's make you. Knowing now, so obviously I've woken up tired, I'm gonna have to go up, change truck because this broke down, and then to go back down to London to deal with Lidl's again. So this is why the conversation will be had next week. What a difference a couple of days makes. We've gone from blazing sunshine, 36 degree heat, to at the moment it's showing 19. It's grey, dull, miserable. And doing Lidl, honestly, this fucking shit place makes us so tired. where even if you run internationals stress-free, you know roughly how long it's going to take you to get anywhere. You know you don't have to fuck about unloading, usually. With the exception of that stupid load on Monday, we had to unload that one. Now that was a joke. That's probably what's drained me, to be honest. That's completely knackered me out doing that load. 22 pallets, so basically moving 22 tons. So that's probably had a knock-on effect from the drive, and then to do that physical exertion, and then you've got the mental exertion of having to deal with Lidl. So this vlog, I do apologise and I don't at the same time. It is an expletive-filled start to this one, just to show you just how real, and it's not just me. There's a lot of drivers that go to Lidl's, and then in there, some of them, not all of them, some of them, they talk to you like you're an absolute knob, and you feel like saying, I'll tell you what, mate, let me take this fucking high-vis off. After the end of your shift, I'll catch you outside, talk to me like that again. And you see what you're going on with. Just because you're working in here, you think you're one of these checkers, thinking you're going on special. Catch me outside of your work, mate, and we'll see how you get on. You know, you don't talk, you know, they're going on in there sometimes, some of them, they think we work for them. Oh, you must do this, you have to do it, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, mate, we don't have to do fuck all. And what annoys you even more, when you've got a full load like that, you've got some of their lot in there stood inside the warehouse doing absolutely nothing. They could actually try and give you a hand. They stood there talking, laughing and joking, seeing how much shit you've got on your trailer. And we've got some of our things as well, some of the pallets they've got cellophane cling wrapped to stop them from toppling over. They could at least come round, you know, start taking the cellophane off to make it easier for us to you know, to basically take them off with a pallet truck to de-stack them. Because we don't have any knives when we go in there. You're meant to try to rip the cellophane off with your hands, and if you don't, when you get the machine in there to try to lift them off, sometimes it lifts a whole fucking pallet up, it ends up going over. And guess who's meant to fix the pallet that's gone over again? Yeah, you guessed it, us. So yeah, so I think there's going to be definitely going to be having a conversation, because I'm really starting to have a severe disdain for Lidl, and that's not even no joke either. So any other drivers that's done Lidl's in a chiller, I won't say ambient, in a chiller that's got a bullshit load, please type in the comments. And if anybody works for Lidl's, also, again, it's nothing against you guys personally that work in the Lidl's, it's just the nonsense that we have to deal with. And the other thing as well with Lidl, what annoys me even more, not every single store is the same. What I mean is, the distribution centres, they've got different rules for different stores. Some of them, I know for a fact, like Runcorn, Enfield, and I can't remember whether it's Northfleet. I know for a fact that 2 out of them 3, you just go in there, you can go and you can have the same load that's been double stacked, treble stacked. Alright driver, no problem, here you go sir. You don't need to give your keys in. The machines are plugged in, just go and take them off, drop them off, we'll sort it out for you, no problem. When you get to a different store, hello driver, give us your keys, we'll put your keys in a safe, fucking Fort Knox. As if you're stupid enough, you think in case we have to go and you're going to go and pull your own trail off the bay and drive off with you unloading it. Honestly, it pisses me off. So they take your keys, and then sometimes when you've finished unloading it, you're waiting 5-10 minutes trying to find a guy to get your keys back when you're running out of time. So you go to a different store. Now let's say for example now tonight I've got Enfield and Belvedere. So 2 Lidl's, 2 separate procedures. The first one I'm going to get to, I'll take them off, no issues. Right, here you go, no problem. Drop them off, no sweat, off you go. I'll get down the road, 45 minutes an hour down the road to Belvedere with traffic. Sorry, Drive, you're gonna have to then split all these yourself before you go. Now, that's the same company, 2 separate procedures. And you can see how much that's starting to piss us off. So, Lidl, seriously. And I'm surprised how these get away with it in the UK. You think about antitrust laws with competition laws. Out of all the supermarkets, Lidl's keeping the prices low. Well, you know what? Fuck Lidl's. I'd rather have the same prices and just for them to pay the people to do the jobs that we're doing. Seriously. Make it the same for every single supermarket. And if there's a slight disparity in prices, whether it's a penny here, penny there, sorry, it is what it is. But instead, these lot take the piss with it. So, Lidl's, sorry mate, you're an absolute bag of shit. You're never going to get a penny from me ever again. I know a couple of lads as well that do this Lidl work exactly the same, and that's not even a joke. Anyway, catch me later on when I've swapped trucks and I'm in a slightly better mood. Because this is another thing as well, when you're a truck driver, you're not always going to be in a good mood every single day. Your fatigue levels will fluctuate on a day-to-day, hourly basis. Your mood levels can change on a day-to-day, hourly basis, depending what kind of knobhead you meet on the road. So this is, like I said to you before, this is a true representation of trucking. It's not all sugar-coated, it's not all fucking powered by fairy dust bollocks. You get a true, raw, uncut, and I will put the videos that do contain swearing, parental advisory, swearing included. I'm an adult, I've got adults watching, so it is what it is. And with these videos, I will make sure that the kids don't watch these ones, only adults. M5 26 exit closed until 16th of September. Could you imagine that, dealing with that? It's now July. It's like a petrified tree there. And which is why as well sometimes when I'm driving I'll put on classical music or smooth FM or love ballads, power ballads from the 80s to calm you down sometimes.